It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I'm up early with the birds. I just got in from doing my little morning run. Kind of excited today, got the Top Rank press conference later on in the day. But for now, we're going to crank out this world-class boxing content. Now, I told y'all before he even won his fight what the deal was going to be, but now it's official. So y'all can mark this date down as a good moment in history. Angelo Leo, good friend of the show, one of the best fighters around his weights, former WBO super bantamweight champion. He just won his fight on November the 1st against Nicholas Polanco. That was for the WBA Intercontinental or international title, one of those belts. He won that belt, and I told you guys, if he wins that belt, he's going to get ranking position. Well, guess what? The ranking position has been gotten because the newest WBA Featherweight rankings are out, and Angelo Leo has come in officially at number 13 in the WBA rankings. When you look at some of the guys in and around him, you got Ruben Villa, who's 10. You got Stephen Fulton, who's number 7. Obviously, that's an attractive rematch. You got Raymond Ford versus Otabek Kholmatov fighting for the title. So I think 2024 is going to be a year that bodes very well for Angelo Leo. I think, after, damn near 2 years out the ring, or 2 years, whatever it was, he's going to make up for a lot of lost time because there's a lot of great fights in and around him. Anselmo Moreno, another good fighter. Moreno is a bit older now, but we know Moreno was a former bantamweight champion. He's been unbeaten for about 6 years since he lost to Shinsuke Yamanaka all those years ago. So that would be another good fight as well. That's a fight I actually really, really like for Angelo in 2024 if the opportunity presents itself to fight a good former world champion like Moreno, who hasn't lost in a long time. But nonetheless, I'm gonna keep banging the drum. I'm gonna keep telling you guys. I genuinely feel like that time out the ring, for most fighters, I think being out the ring for as long as Angelo was, from June of 2021 all the way to November of 2023 this year, I think for most fighters it would have been disgraceful. It would have been a hindrance to them, a great hindrance to them, to be out the ring for that long. But this is where the mantra "be professional" comes in. I've been talking all year in 2023 about being professional with this whole YouTube thing and in my life, right? Angelo is a true professional because all that time he had off, he didn't just waste it and wait for Showtime or some other promotional company or network to give him a call for a fight. No, he stayed in the gym. He continued to fine-tune his craft. He continued to spar the biggest, the baddest, and the best fighters in Las Vegas that he could possibly spar around his weight. Fighters like Shakur Stevenson, fighters like Marlon Tapales, fighters like Nonito Donaire, fighters like Subaru Murata on a consistent basis. These are the guys that he's been fine-tuning his skills with. And I would highly advise anybody, if you don't think he's gotten better as a fighter, go back and you watch the Aaron Alameda fight, and then go watch the fight against Nicholas Polanco. And I think that those are two completely different Angelo Leos. I think he's better now. So with that being said, a lot of good fights out there for him, and I'll run through some of those potential matchups while I'm sitting here. Now that he's officially ranked, because when he wasn't ranked and he wasn't fighting, and I'd make random videos about him, you guys would say, "Oh well, Angelo's not relevant. Angelo's just your friend. You're just talking about him. Talk about him." Well, guess what? Now he's ranked, so now he's relevant. So now I gotta talk about him. We'll start with the Stephen Fulton rematch. I know the Stephen Fulton rematch is a fight that Angelo really, really wants. I've talked to him many times on and off camera at length about fighting Stephen Fulton. And obviously he feels that, he's matured a lot since that fight. He's gotten better experience in the gym since that fight. And that, there were some things game plan-wise in the first fight that he got away from, that he feels that now that he's become more of a true professional in that boxing ring and gotten more experience, he would be able to apply more of that game plan to the Stephen Fulton fight. So that's a fight I would like. I think, Stephen Fulton's obviously, even in a loss, even in a losing effort, his profile has significantly raised in the world of boxing, because he fought one of the biggest names in the world of boxing, which is the Monster. And he's got a big following in Japan. He's got a better following here in the States now after that fight. And I think no matter what Stephen Fulton does, just because of him fighting like Inoue, it's kind of like the Canelo effect. When Canelo opponents fight Canelo, after that, everything they do is under a microscope. So same thing with Inoue opponents. Now everything Fulton does is going to be put under a microscope just because he fought Inoue. People are going to be curious to see how he rebounds from that. And look, say what you want. That Angelo Fulton fight was very entertaining in 2021. Obviously, Fulton was able to, make the adjustment and beat Angelo at his own game on the inside. But it was still an entertaining fight. A lot of good exchanges, and one of the more entertaining world title fights in recent years. So I wouldn't mind a rematch. I think both of them have gotten a lot of experience, and both of them have actually gotten better since that fight. So I think the rematch would be even better than the first fight, to be honest with you. So that's an option for him. I know Angelo and I have also discussed him fighting maybe the winner of Kholmatov versus Ford. Now, funny story. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. Story time of True School. Story time BT. Before this Raymond Ford Otabek Kholmatov thing was even a situation, way before Kholmatov was even ranked, way before Kholmatov was even mandatory. I'm talking like 2 years ago, 2021. You guys know that I've known Otabek for about 2 or 3 years. Been following him for 2 or 3 years. I remember being at his gym in 2021, and this is when Angelo was inactive. He wasn't even a featherweight yet. He hadn't even said anything about going to featherweight. I remember asking Otabek's coach Timur about potentially setting up some sparring between him and Angelo in 2021, because I had talked to Angelo very briefly about coming to South Florida for just to train and get some work and do some sparring. And it wound up never happening because Angelo didn't come to South Florida, but because there's a lot of fighters around his weight. But I know Timur and Otabek wanted to spar, and I know Angelo wanted to spar. It just didn't happen for whatever reason. But maybe God had a plan. Maybe that's going to be a fight that happens down the road. Otabek versus Angelo. I think that'd be a good fight if Otabek is able to win the title, because Otabek, he's got that long, tall Uzbek style, extremely well conditioned, punches hard with both hands, doesn't get tired. But the thing is, Angelo doesn't get tired. Angelo's got elite conditioning. I think Angelo has added more dimensions to his skill set as well. So I think that could be a great fight. I'm getting out in front of it now with that fight. That could be a good fight. Obviously, we can't write off Raymond Ford. He's fighting as well. If Ford wins, I think him and Angelo would be a good fight, because I know Raymond Ford's a very confident guy, and I know with him being a slick, hard-punching southpaw, counter-puncher, really good defensive fighter, that would be a good fight. I think maybe Raymond Ford, if that fight were to present itself, he might look at Angelo Leo, kind of implementing some of the same game plan that Fulton had against Angelo, because I know Fulton and Ford, they train kind of close to each other. I know Ford's out there in Camden and Philly are like right near each other. It might as well just be down the street. It's that close. So just a lot of real attractive fights for the kid, Angelo Leo. Happy to see him back in the rankings. Happy to see him back in the mix, because that's where he belongs. I'm going to keep saying what I've been saying, even when he had a layoff and you guys said that, I shouldn't be talking about him. He's one of the best fighters around his weight, and he's going to prove it again more and more in 2024. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever fight is next for him. So I'm going to leave it at that. Angelo Leo, back in the rankings, number 13 of the WBA. A lot of good fights out there for him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.